guys, so I'm going to be doing a slightly different video for you today, and I'm going to be recreating my wedding makeup for you. So I got married like 4 years ago, and most of this stuff I have obviously repurchased, or I am replacing with something different because I don't own it anymore. But I kind of went for a fairly not so much natural look, but there was a specific way I did my makeup back then, and I just thought it would be nice to recreate that for you. I do have a wedding photo here to show you, and I also did a blog post recently on doing a wedding on a shoestring, and I'll link that below for you as well, because that might, you might be interested in that if you are going to be getting married soon. But here's the photo, so it'll give you an idea of kind of what my makeup was like. It was basically a silver black smoky eye. I didn't opt for too much makeup. Yeah, so anyway, I'm just going to jump in and get started. So I did start off with the Leblanc de Chanel. Most of this was Chanel back then, and again, some of the stuff I've run out of, so I'm using different things now, but it's Leblanc de Chanel, which is the sheer illuminating base, which is this here. And basically you just shake it up. It's kind of like a primer, and it just adds like a glow to your skin, which was nice because, you know, getting married. So, and it's white, so you just kind of dot it on your skin. And if you notice my hair looks a bit different, it's because I had it all curled and wavy for my wedding. So, and you can see I've actually got a few breakouts at the moment as well, which is slightly frustrating. I'm just going to use my little mirror as well. Make sure I blend things in properly. Yeah, I didn't really have any or many breakouts when I got married. I was really lucky. I've been drinking a lot of water leading up to it, so. I also had a French manicure, which I did on myself. I did my own makeup as well. Yeah, but I had a French manicure, which I did on the day, which I haven't done anymore because I don't have the white polish for it or anything, so I've not tried to recreate that. I've just done very pale pink nails. Okay, so I started with that, and I also don't have the foundation I used before. Before I used the Chanel Pro Lumiere foundation, whereas now I've got the Chanel Vita Lumiere Aqua foundation, which is the closest I have to it. So that's what I will use. So I'm just going to dot this over my face. One thing I really love about this foundation is how nice it makes my skin smell, because it's a really good smelling foundation. And as it does cling to any dry skin you have on your face, which isn't good because I've got quite a bit of dry skin on my face at the moment. Okay, so next up is concealer, and I can't even remember which concealer I used back then. Like, I haven't got a clue. Ah, it would have been Boing, my Benefit Boing, which I don't have anymore because it didn't work for my skin anymore. So I'm just using the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer. So not completely got rid of the blemishes, but much better than they were. So next is pressed powder. Again, I was using Chanel pressed powder before, and I ran out of that. So this time I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade 120. And I'm just using a big fluffy brush just to set that. And I know I've said this before, but I do find that if you buff it into your skin really well, it helps give a slightly more flawless finish, like the way a powder foundation would. Yeah, and that's great. So now, normally, nowadays, I would use the NARS Pro Prime to prime my eyelids, but I didn't have it back then, and what I had was the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, and I still have some left, so I'm going to go ahead and prime with that. Just using just a little bit. I did my eyebrows with my Chanel eyebrow kit in Brun, and I used this darkest shade here. Just start putting my eyeshadow on, and for this I'm using the Sparkling Satins Quad by Chanel, and I'm using the silvery colour, the light silvery colour all over the lid, and then the black colour for the bottom. So I used a large shaded brush to apply the silver all over the lid, and I'm using a crease brush just to apply the black from the bottom up, which is how I used to do my makeup, but I haven't done it like that in a long time. So yeah, it's it's a challenge. I'm just patting this and just fading and blending it up at the same time. I wasn't one of these brides that just didn't want to wear any makeup, because if I wore like really light makeup, it just wouldn't have looked like me, and I wouldn't have had the same level of confidence either, because this is how I was comfortable doing my makeup at the time, and this is kind of how I like to wear it. And I didn't have a particularly big makeup collection then, so I pretty much wore this quad every day. This is like the third time I've bought this quad, so. But it was crazy when I was getting ready. I was hoping that I'd have, because I had 4 bridesmaids, I was hoping they'd be all there with me in the room and everything, and I'd pretty much finished my makeup when they came in, and I was like really sad. I was like, where is everyone? I was lucky I didn't turn into a bridezilla. I had one tense moment, which is just before I was going to walk into the room, because the people organising, like the people at the registry office, they were just faffing a lot, and it was just starting to get on my nerves. I was like, come on, I just want to walk down the aisle. I just want to do it. So nice and smoky, just blending it out into the crease as well. Okay, what I also did, and I am going to use one of the sponge tips for this, is I would just take the bottom of the sponge tip and I would go like this on the black, and then I would just go under the line, under the waterline with it. Lower lash line even. But just sort of practically on it. This was a technique that actually showed me at the Chanel counter. Just a way to get more out of the brushes, the sponge tips. There we go. Just adds just a little bit more definition. The nice thing with this as well, because the glitter is so small, you don't really get much fallout with it, which is really good too. So I'm going into my Stylo Yule Waterproof, I don't know how you say that with a French accent, but it's this here, which is the waterproof kohl liner, because I thought I was going to be crying a lot in the wedding and I didn't. But I made sure I was prepared. There we go. Now, I haven't worn my makeup like this for so long, it's different. Okay, I'm just going to curl my lashes. Actually, before I do that, I need to do my liquid eyeliner. I nearly forgot. So again, Chanel, because most of my collection was Chanel, and this is the Ecriture de Chanel, which is this one here, and this is the black liquid liner I use every single day. And I did do a bit of a wing tip on it. Not a big one. There. I used to wear it underneath as well, but I don't anymore. But I didn't do it for my wedding day. Just gonna let that dry for a second. Okay, so next I'm going to curl my eyelashes. I honestly can't remember what mascara I used back then. I think it was the Urban Decay Skyscraper mascara, but I don't have that anymore. It just stopped looking good on me. So today I'm going to be using what my current favourite is, which is the Maybelline Rocket Volume, which is just absolutely amazing. And I really love the wand. Actually, I'll show you the wand now. The wand it really reminds me of the CoverGirl Lash Blast. It's really, really good. It's just really chunky and precise, and I really like it. Okay. I'm just going to blink down into it as well. I didn't wear any mascara on my bottom lashes either. There we go. That will do. Okay. Blusher. Now, blusher, it's not going to be a surprise to you, it's Chanel. And this is in the colour Orchid Rose. So it's this blusher here, which is an absolutely beautiful blusher. and yeah, it's number 15 Orchid Rose, and I do believe that they still sell this as well. And I'm just going to be using my little Kabuki brush for this. I'm not sure how much product I have to pick up because it's a fairly hard product. I didn't go over the top with it. That's nice, yeah. I actually think I've done my makeup today better than I did on my wedding day. That's probably because I've had many more years of practice. It's the thing when you're a beauty blogger and YouTuber, you just tend to really get into makeup and you put it on, probably take more time putting it on and learn techniques, which obviously I'm applying now. So that's the blush test, and nothing too strong. This, I talk about the blushes being my favourite, but that's the one that I always end up going back to because it's just so pretty. Last but not least, lipstick. And for this, surprise, I used Chanel, and it is their, it's the Rouge Allure #1 in Delicate, which is there. And it's one of these ones where you just push the top, and it's that colour, which is beautiful. And it's not focusing, so there we go, yeah. Absolutely beautiful. So I didn't want anything too dark because I just wanted something subtle because it was all about the eyes. See, the sun doesn't know what it's doing today. Brilliant. That's it. This is my wedding makeup. Now I do have a little finishing touch for you. Yeah, I said that right. I have my tiara that I wore as well, which I'm going to put on just so you can kind of see the finished look. Now, as I said, my hair was much longer at the time as well, which you'd have seen in the photo at the beginning, but this was it was this makeup with the kind of the smoky eye, nudish kind of lips, as flawless as I could make my skin, and then with this tiara and the wavy hair. So that's it. And also, of course, the earrings. So I'll do some close-ups of them for you so you can have a proper look at what they're like. But this is how I did my wedding makeup. I wasn't wearing a yellow top at the time, but it's the lightest top I've got. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you have. And I will see you on my next video. Thank you so much for watching and have a fantastic day. Bye.